I guess, could you tell us what your relationship is with Kevin right now? Obviously, there's been a lot of talk about turmoil.
Kevin and I have had a great relationship since I've been here, and we continue to. And I think, to echo what he said, I think this is a great organization that wouldn't be where it is without us all working together. And I think that from a basketball organization perspective, that we've got as good, if not better, relationship between basketball and the rest of the organization than any team in the league. So I believe that, and Kevin and I have had a really good relationship, a great relationship since I've been here, and it continues to be that way.
Larry, do you intend on offering Kevin a contract extension anytime soon?
Well, the reality is, the way this organization has worked and the way most organizations work is, you kind of get to the end of the season and you evaluate what's gone on. And we're going to take that same approach going into this. And that's not just for Kevin, that's for me, that's for any of the major decisions that need to be made here.
With the success that he's had and the resume that he's built, it would seem that would be a precursor to a contract extension, though, where he's taken the franchise.
Well, and you're right. I mean, he's done a great job of getting this franchise to where it is. But again, the way the process has worked every year is get to the end of the season and evaluate and make decisions at that point.
Is there something that ownership's not happy with Kevin right now? He did not seem super confident that there's that he's going to be around next year.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, I don't know of anything in specific that ownership's not happy with. But again, at the end of the season, that'll be evaluated. And again, it's not just Kevin; it's all major decisions at the end of the season will be evaluated and made at that point.
If you had to evaluate him right now, this second, what would your evaluation be on what he's done to today?
You're gonna try to get me to that, right?
Well, just today. I mean,
no, I think today, if you look at this team, you see this is a team that's over. I mean, for what the adversities that we've had this season, to be where we are right now, this team has proved to be resilient, to be solid, and it's been well coached, and it's just a great group of players. And Kevin was instrumental in putting that together. So absolutely, I'd have to look at that, and that would be what I'd take into consideration.
But what would change that if they went 4-0? And I mean, the team is put together. Wouldn't it be, if they fail, wouldn't it be Nate's problem at that point?
Well, again, to me, this team, even where we are today, has had some major accomplishments just based on the adversity that we've had to go through. I mean, you look at all the injuries we've had and just everything this team has gone through on the court. Just to be where we are today is a major accomplishment to me. So again, I think if we get into our goal going forward right now is to make the playoffs and to have a successful run in the playoffs, and that's really what we're all focused on right now. That's what Kevin, Nate, myself, we're all focused on, trying to make sure that we're doing everything we can to make that happen.
If you're focused on all that, why are we going through this now?
Well, the reality is we didn't create this. I mean, we had an issue where it was time for, there was a decision made, a group decision that was made that it was time for, to part ways with Tom Penn, and then all of this came out of that. But that was the decision that was made, not anything beyond that. There was no decisions or no discussions beyond that. It kind of became that through some comments of other people that were made out there. But from our perspective, it was about, hey, there's some philosophical differences here with Tom, and we feel organizationally it's time to part ways. All the other stuff, I'm as surprised as you guys are about all the other stuff that came out.
Why couldn't it have waited until after the season? Why the time?
Well, again, there's never a good time for a decision like this, but I think organizationally we just felt it was the right time to do it. And again, never a good time, but we felt this was the time to do it. But that was what this decision was about. It wasn't about anything else related to Kevin or anything else. It was about, hey, there's some philosophical differences here, and it's best that we part ways. And our feeling was, let's do that and move on. But again, it became something other than that.
Were you surprised to hear the comments from Kevin Pritchard's agent about you possibly looking to get him out?
I was absolutely surprised to hear the comments from him, but he's an agent, and agents do what agents do, and so I understand that. But again, to me, this whole thing evolving to where it has is a surprise to me. Again, our situation here was, hey, it's time to part ways with Tom, and we wish Tom nothing but the best going forward. But for it to evolve to this was kind of a surprise to me.
It seems like the reason it's evolved.
And has he given Kevin a vote of confidence?
I haven't spoken with him. I've exchanged some information with him, but again, the way he's approaching it and the way we're all approaching it is evaluate at the end of the season.
Do you plan to recommend to Paul that he bring Kevin back?
Well, again, we're going to look at where we are at the end of the season, and we'll all make that decision together, and then it'll be his decision ultimately.
Larry, in retrospect, with the handling of Tom's firing, I think to a lot of people it was just unexpected in general. Do you guys, as an organization, maybe take a step back and say, I mean, was it possible to wait until the end of the season, or was it a situation that had built and you pulled that trigger because you had to? Because that seemed to be the catalyst for all
I
this.
think it was possible to wait until the end of the season, but the decision was made to not wait until the end of the season. The thing that, again, bothers me is all the speculation about it and all the things that I know are totally untrue. For instance, there was some personal issue between Tom and I. Absolutely, positively not true. There is no truth to that at all. So, again, we could have waited till the end of the season. Organizationally and as a group, we decided that this was the best time. And again, there's no good time to do something.
During that meeting, though, to maybe consider to fire him, was there any thought given to, hey, if we do this now, how's it going to look? Could there be a fallout?
I didn't think we anticipated it would be this, that's for sure. We thought, okay, we'll do this and we'll be able to move on and get focused on basketball and focused on winning and focused on the playoffs. And unfortunately, it didn't turn out that way.
It seems like the reason it has spiraled and the reason we're all here is because there's unanswered questions and everyone has
there are
no hope but to
questions,
speculate.
And then people are speculating about those questions. And the reality is, philosophical differences, and we can't go into anything deeper than that, but that's really what it was about. And again, there were no other underlying personal issues or any of that kind of stuff that led to this.
And you came out and refuted a lot of that stuff with Tom, but it's grown legs with Kevin now.
Exactly, and it's the same thing. I mean, it's people speculating on things. And again, this was about Tom. This was about, the situation with Tom, and it became Kevin. And we didn't make it Kevin, and I don't say who did, but we didn't make it about Kevin. This didn't, this being about Kevin didn't come from us.
Have you spoken to Kevin? When you say that, we can all assume it's probably the agent's comments. Have you talked to Kevin about the comments his agent made?
I have.
About this distraction, are you worried about the distraction just before the playoffs?
Yeah, I am actually, and that's why I would love for us to be able to kind of put this behind us. Again, the situation with Tom, and everybody else gets evaluated at the end of the season, and let's just focus on basketball, and let's just focus on having a successful run in the playoffs and put this behind us. That's really what I would like to see happen at this point. And that's one of the reasons Kevin and I are out here talking today, is to try to say, okay, let's put this behind us. Kevin wants to be here. He's made that clear, and so let's focus on basketball. Let's focus on trying to win games, and